So you want to write a book in 2024? Well, if so, you have come to the right place. Welcome to the So You Wanna 2024 AuthorTube collaboration in this amazing playlist, which if you are not already on it, you can find it linked below. We are featuring 10 different authortubers, all telling you about their favorite genre to write in and how they would approach writing it in 2024. So if you don't know what kind of book you want to write, watch all the videos. If you do, you should still watch all the videos, but you might find someone who can give you amazing advice on the genre you are just diving into. This is a playlist for anyone who is looking to learn more about what kinds of genres are out there, looking to learn more about a specific one, and even looking for just general writing, story, genre convention-y tips, because we get into it. So I'm going to be giving you a sneak peek of all of the videos here in this very exciting preview, and then go through, see which genres you're interested in, watch the amazing creators, chat about them, tell you why you love them, and give you tips and tricks for how to get started in writing them. So let's go.
So I'm going to talk today about contemporary romance, which is the genre I primarily write, and I absolutely love it. So contemporary romance is romance that is set typically when it is being written. The focus in all romance books is on the people who are building a relationship together. So that is the really important part. Obviously, in a romance is that relationship between usually a couple, but you know, obviously we are not limited to that, but yeah, it's their relationship, it's their coming together and realizing that they are in fact perfect for one another.
We're going to be chatting today about historical romance because that is what I write. Of course, historical romance is sort of a subgenre under the wider romance category. There's a little bit of debate in the community over when historical begins, but generally speaking, I think most people at this point agree anything World War II or prior is going to be in the historic category. So Westerns are historical romance. If you have a story set in ancient China, that's a historical romance. Set in ancient Greece or Rome, those are historical romance.
To summarize it quickly, the trope of being stuck together or the idea of forced proximity is often used in romance novels to bring two characters together who probably wouldn't find themselves together under normal circumstances. So this would mean that they are forced to be together in the same space, or they could be forced to be together in a situation that kind of forces them to interact. And oftentimes with this forced proximity between these two characters, it gives them the time and space to get to know the other character better and possibly fall in love.
So first off, what is fantasy? What is the fantasy genre of storytelling? And really can be a huge breadth of things. It can be anything from sci-fi fantasy to anything from like Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings or anything from like Brandon Sanderson. Most of the time, they include some sort of world that is fictional, that's completely created, that's not set in the real world. Although many times they also can be set in the real world, such as Harry Potter, and then they have kind of fictional and fantastical elements that go along with the real world.
Today, I'm going to be focusing on political fantasy, which is a subgenre of fantasy. It combines unique elements such as political intrigue, power struggles, and complex social systems with traditional fantasy elements like magic, otherworldly creatures, and alternate worlds. So political fantasy has a focus on the political structure of the world that influences the stories, the characters, and a host of things.
Today we are going to be talking about the sword and sorcery subgenre of fantasy. The name, sword and sorcery, tells you two things. There is sword fighting and there is magic. But what is it that sort of sets this subgenre apart from genres like epic fantasy and high fantasy? Sword and sorcery is a fast-paced action genre with adventure and sword fighting and danger. But despite those life and death stakes, the scope and overall conflict in this subgenre is a lot smaller than in epics. Instead of the fate of the world, we're dealing with the struggles of our main characters.
Well, what are mysteries all about? Why do we write them? At their most basic level, mysteries are about a crime, and yeah, it's usually going to be a murder. Mysteries ask the question, who done it? But here's the thing. under that question, lurking beneath it, is another question, one that's intimately connected to the human experience, and that's why done it? What desperate passions move us to commit the worst crimes? Why do we do bad things?
What is a cozy mystery exactly? So a cozy mystery is basically in the name. It is a mystery that is cozy. And what that means is it's a mystery that is set in a place that has a very close community. There's usually an amateur sleuth involved. So a lot of times cozy mysteries don't have very specialized detectives or police officers. The sleuth is usually somebody from the community. A lot of times they have very cute jobs like coffee shop owners. And the main thing about the cozy mystery, the thing that makes it even more cozy, is the violence that takes care, or the crime that happens in every single book is not graphic.
So what is a heist story? The things to know about a heist story are that they are about the people on the other side of the law. We are cheering on the criminals. Usually it's about that one big score, about stealing something, pulling a really large con. Part of the fun is seeing super smart people come up with genius ways to overcome impossible odds and impossible barriers. It's one of those genres, one of the only ones where you'll see characters literally standing at a whiteboard listing out everything that they plan to do.
So the military action thriller genre has a focus on military or espionage themes, which typically involves high-stakes missions, intense action sequences, and is usually quite fast-paced. There's a combination of adrenaline-pumping action with strategic or tactical elements that hooks in the reader and brings them for a roller coaster ride.
So get on clicking below. We hope you enjoy the videos. Leave likes and comments and lots of love for these amazing creators. Thank you so much for watching. All of the best for your 2024 book writing dreams, and see you next time.